So the Panthers announced they will be making major renovations to Bank of America Stadium, totaling over $1.3 billion.
This is the future of Bank of America Stadium. A modernized fan experience featuring a reimagined exterior with a park-like setting, inviting new spaces for the community to gather and celebrate sports, music, and the arts. New state-of-the-art audio and video technology designed to keep fans informed, entertained, and engaged like never before. Unique social spaces with stunning views of the action and the beautiful Charlotte skyline. Brand new seats and redesigned concourses with diverse concession options that celebrate flavors across the Carolinas. It's a destination that draws marquee events to Uptown, attracting visitors from near and far. Not just on game day, but every day. Welcome to the crown jewel of the Queen City.
So the breakdown of the money is $650 million will come from the actual city of Charlotte, and I guess they have to ask the city council for it, and that'll be taxpayer money. It's not going to be any new or raising of taxes. It's just going to be money allocated from the city council that they're asking for. So that money is still taxpayer money, just no new taxpayer money. The other $688 million is going to be coming from Tepper Sports and Entertainment. David Tepper, of course, the team owners, Entertainment LLC or whatever. $117 million of that money has already been invested, and according to the reports, $571 million will be going towards the renovation over the course of this agreement. And this agreement is 20 years long. The people that thought that David Tepper was ruining the Panthers on purpose because he wanted to drop the value so he could move the team, you're wrong. He was just not good at running a team or putting a winning product out on the field so far. He was actually trying his hardest. He just was not doing a good job of putting a winning product on the field. But this ties the Panthers to their current location for another 20 years. The details of it is 15 years permanent, no questions asked. Over those last 5 years, there's a tethering agreement where if he wants to pretty much relocate, or whether it's moved to another city or to another stadium location, he'll have to pay the rest of the amount due. So prorate that over 5 years. That lets you know the get out or the exit money that Tepper would have to pay if he wanted to relocate the stadium from where it is to whether it's another city or anywhere else. The Panthers aren't going anywhere for the people that were worried or have been having worries over the past few years. But we have to get into the details of what all this renovation includes. But real quick, my name is Aaron Duncan with Necessary Bluntness. I do recap and analysis of the Panthers just like this, news and updates, film breakdowns, podcasts, whatever you need, I got you in terms of the Panthers. So hit the subscribe button down below because we have to talk about this latest news. The updates are it's going to be brand new seats in the bowl, improved accessibility for individuals with disabilities, a reimagined South Lawn pavilion outside and stuff. They're going to be upgraded restrooms with throughout the stadium. Thank goodness. A social patio in the stadium with somewhere in the 500 section. They're going to be taking out seats and putting in like a standing room only social patio is what they call, that looks out on the skyline of the city. But unfortunately, there will not be a retractable roof. No, there will not be a dome coming to Bank of America Stadium. Even though there's $1.3 million, that will not be enclosing the stadium. The renovation is going to be broke down into phases. So according to these reports, the first phase is going to include the seating, the locker room, that patio area, the bathrooms and restrooms, the field house, and of course the scoreboard. Apparently the scoreboard sound system hasn't been updated since implementation of this 20-something year old stadium. So I guess it was bound to need an increase in just modern technology that's happened since the mid 90s. It's almost amazing to realize that they've been going that long without doing these type of upgrades or renovations. Regardless, that's phase one. Phase two is going to include that South Lawn pavilion that I was talking about. They're going to upgrade the concession stands in the concession area, the retail area underneath the stadium as well, and of course they're going to redesign the concourse area, which is kind of like, I guess, the escalators, the steps, the ramps and stuff on the inside and stuff like that. Phase three is going to include the locker room, the front office that's there, the premium seats and suites, the press box is going to get an upgrade, and they're also going to put a video board on the outside of the stadium. And it sounds like they're trying to make it for if you don't come in, if you just want to chill and tailgate outside or whatever, you can watch the game from outside. So that seems fairly unique to be able to see that from the outside. Pretty cool there in that standpoint. But like I said, the most important thing is this is going to happen from 2025, 2029. Over those course of that years, the Panthers will still be able to play in the stadium. Now, sometimes if you do major overhauls, you have to go play somewhere else. Maybe they would have had to go play in Columbia. Maybe they would have had to go play at, I don't know, Clemson, somewhere like that, if they had to like leave the stadium, because I know sometimes when other teams upgrade their stadiums, they can't play there. That's good to see that they'll be able to play in Bank of America while they'll be doing these repairs and updates. Like I said, there's not going to be a dome. According to reports, they really love the open air, and that COVID changed David Tepper's mindset in terms of having a dome. Now, I thought the dome was with the mindset of David Tepper trying to get a Super Bowl to the Carolinas. Now, I think it's still a possibility, because I think it has a lot more to do with the logistics of the city. But I do know that if you're in a colder weather area, even though the Panthers are in the South, when it's February, that they like to take into consideration having a dome. Obviously, exceptions are made. We saw them play a Super Bowl in New York in the Meadowlands. Crazy. But I think they're just not trying to have snow during that Super Bowl game. But I don't think it rules the Panthers out of that. But I just thought it was interesting, with $1.3 billion in money being spent, that a lot of it is not going to even use to enclose the stadium. According to Christy Coleman, the president of the Carolina Panthers, they asked her why there wasn't a dome. She says that North Carolina's nice fall weather is a big reason why a dome isn't appealing. They asked why not a new stadium in general. It said the Panthers view the current location as perfect in uptown Charlotte. A consultant also did a study for the team and confirmed the stadium has good bones and doesn't need to be replaced. Now, a lot of people thought that they maybe should move the stadium somewhere closer to the border. I think finding a location for that would have been tough. I'm not sure if any other areas that would be better in Charlotte than the uptown area. I understand them not building a brand new stadium, but not getting a dome just seems short-sighted. What also wasn't reported, the turf is sticking around. We're not getting grass. Obviously, the Charlotte FC still play there, so they don't want to pay that money to keep up the grass or standpoint of that. I don't know. But obviously, the grass is still not there, but it is what it is with these upgrades. Now, what sticks out to me is the 20 years on this deal, because the Jaguars just signed a deal for their new stadium, and I told you guys on the live stream how beautiful theirs was. They're doing a closed off stadium as well. They were able to get a 30-year agreement with that $1.3 billion that they're going to be doing in stadium renovations, and theirs is going to be amazing. That 30 years is significant to me, because I know there's a lot of rumors that since the Jaguars play in London so many times, that they could potentially move overseas to be one of the first franchises, because we know the NFL is going to expand at some point in London. So that locked them up for 30 years. Now, why didn't the Panthers or whoever negotiate and try to make them stick with 30 years maybe? I don't know, because the Jaguars and the Panthers came in the league around the same time. Stadium is relatively the same age. I guess Bank of America was seen to be in better shape since they had good bones, according to the expert study. So they're going to be staying there. But I just thought it was very, very interesting that they didn't get 30 years. 15 years is a long time as well. But it just a little bit 10-year difference between these two deals is very, very significant. Another interesting angle is the part about having a new stadium. Now, the Tennessee Titans are getting a new stadium as well, and they did a study for the Titans, and it would be about $1.9 billion for the Titans to renovate their old stadium, Nissan Stadium. But they ultimately decided to go with a brand new stadium that would cost $2.1 billion, but $1.3 billion of that is coming from the taxpayers. Now, I know David Tepper is not the most loved team owner or resident of the Carolina area. They have done a lot. I'm not gonna lie. They've done a lot with the local community, the charity, and they brought concerts and music to Bank of America. They've gone from 13 events there to 40 events. You can't deny that. They're gonna bring it up every time. We have to acknowledge that. Now, of course, with the failed Rock Hill project that was committed about $800 million, and doing business in the area with taxpayers probably has a sour taste in everybody's mouth. So being able to get that $600 million was probably already a lot anyway for them. So he probably didn't want to push it in terms of a brand new stadium, especially if he could cheap out and get them to pay get taxpayers to pay half of it anyway. But that's kind of how it goes with these NFL teams. We end up footing the bill as taxpayers, no matter the location of the stadium. Regardless, I know a lot of people really don't care about this. They don't. They want to see product on the field. They don't care what the field looks like. They want to see a good product on the field. And I understand that completely, because David Tepper said a lot of things when he bought this team. He definitely said a lot of things. We have not reaped the benefits of a lot of the things that he said. So I understand the people's frustration. I understand the people that really don't care about this. I want to see winning too, because you don't care if the stadium's falling apart. If we winning games and getting in that end zone, I think it doesn't matter to a lot of people that are fans of the Panthers, because that's just all they want to see. We've been so desperate for wins underneath this owner that we don't really care about all that. We want to see results, and hopefully they can put that together with the new renovations and the nice things that they're doing in the Charlotte area. You guys let me know down below in the comments how you feel about the Panthers making these renovations and not getting a new stadium. How do you feel about the taxpayers paying $650 million from the city of Charlotte, of course, to pay for these renovations? And what were you expecting? Were you expecting the dome as well? And do you think the Panthers could get a Super Bowl now? Do you think this kind of puts them, and this is a sign from David Tepper that he's trying to get a Super Bowl? Let me know down below in the comments, man. But without further ado, my name is Aaron Duncan. Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button down below. I'll see you next time. Peace.